A true soldier fights not because he hates what is in front of him, but because he loves what is behind him. Hello and welcome to the first episode of Colonel Kerby's Action and War Comics Reviews. We are going to start off with a variety of comics today that has some military or deep action related views and storylines that are going on. We're going to start out with issue number 3, Junkyard Dog. They just so happen to have they teased a bunch of Spawn covers, variant covers, for a bunch of different comics, and only a few came out. Happily, they came out with this one, because we got Spawn sitting atop the sign, which I'm not sure what that's supposed to fully say. But we got the glowing man and his interesting little double-headed dog. They ended up going through some nuclear times. They're all kind of crossed over in this same world that Junkyard Joe is coming from. And I just love the way they did with the Spawn character on this. But yeah, this run has been a lot of fun if you have not been reading it. There's a special military group of characters that are sent out into war and given a member that's very silent that they don't realize happens to be kind of a AI robot type character. And the members think it was a dream, this character that saved them in the throes of warfare. And this story goes back on one of the members of that group that started kind of like a newspaper comic about this robot that helps these military members along the way. The story focuses on the comic artist writer and where he's living now. He's all older now and dealing with some interesting neighbors. A guy and his daughter. His daughter's into artwork and stuff, so eventually I see them doing some type of clicking. Maybe she'll take over for the Junkyard Joe storyline in the future or something. Who knows? But this one focuses on families meeting, Junkyard Joe being seen. He came to the old man and came back, and now the old man knows he was real, but we have someone in the future, it looks like, that's going to be trying to take away Junkyard Joe, which I don't see that happening. We get some nice little military dedications in these books, and nice little layout of what's happened in our storyline throughout the ages, where this is going, where it came from, all that, and it's just very well done. If you haven't been on the Junkyard Joe run, I suggest getting on it. I have loved every one of these issues so far. Coming from the world of Irradiated Man and stuff. I'm curious how that's going to cross over, how it's going to mix up. But this is done by Image Comics, Geoff Johns, Gary Frank, and Brad Anderson. And yeah, that sign that Spawn's sitting at the top of is a Mad Ghost sign. I should have known that. But yeah, really happy with this run. I hope it goes on for a while. I have a feeling it's going to be a short one and out, maybe 12 issue run. Another really fun run. Military, strange, different, fictional, storyline wise. We got Rogue Trooper by IDW. I read, I think it was a Rogue Trooper trade back like a year ago. Then I came across these issues in a bargain bin, and I was able to pick up number 1, number 3, and number 4. I didn't have number 2. So, but at least I knew the character, and I could get the basis of what this story was about and find the missing issue down the road. But nowhere has the galaxy-wide conflict between the Southers and the North been more savage, more ruthless than New Earth. Once a paradise planet with vast mineral reserves, now a war-ravaged wasteland of plagues, toxins, and radiation. Created to survive and fight in a lethal environment, the genetic infantrymen were supposed to turn the tide of battle in the Southers' favor. Instead, they were betrayed, ambushed, and massacred in the Quartz Zone. Only one came out alive, a deserter pursuing a solitary quest for answers and justice. Rogue Trooper. Writer Brian Ruckley, artist Alberto Ponticello, colorist Stephen Downer, letters by Tom B. Long, editor Denton J. Tipton. Yeah, this is such a fun character. He lost his squad members, and now they are, I don't know how the whole layout happened. I'd have to go back to the original story that I read, which was so long ago I can't remember it all. But his gun is one of his military brothers. His backpack is a military brother. It's like, I think his helmet's one of his teammates, squad members. They're trying to find out what happened to the Rogue Trooper program, why they were screwed over. And in their hunt, they're also being hunted down. So he has to do what he can to stay alive and try and find the answers and the outcome. And this is just a really enjoyable run. I just have to pick up that second one. I don't miss enough by not having it. I can still get the gist of the storyline. And it's just, if you like anything military, sci-fi crossover, this would definitely be the character for you, Rogue Trooper. What's this on the back? There's something about getting into your head for 15 years. Thank you for the opportunity to celebrate the work we have done together. Let the record show that there are no adaptations of my novels into comic book form that succeed so completely as IDW's re-envisioning of the great and secret show and the thief of always, Clive Barker. Says Clive Barker. Quote wrong. But yeah, I guess that doesn't have anything to do with our rogue trooper, but I'd check that out. And then I checked out Star Wars Chewbacca. I stopped at Grandma's Basement, I think it's called, local comic shop, and picked this up. I don't think there's a synopsis in here, but they had the complete run. I figured, what the heck, I'll pick it up and check it out. They have lots of cool Star Wars related toys advertised in here. Yeah, I guess they do have a synopsis. Chewbacca, Part 1. It is a period of renewed hope for the rebellion. The evil galactic empire's greatest weapon, the Death Star, has been destroyed by Chewbacca, warrior son of the planet Kashyyyk. With some help from his trusty sidekick Han and his friends Luke and Leia. But Chewie is not one to grandstand. There is still much to accomplish. The Battle of Yavin reverberates through the galaxy as our Wookiee hero embarks on a very important and personal secret mission. Unfortunately, for Chewbacca, his lunar spacecraft proves to be what they refer to in the Outer Rim as a hunk of junk. Writer Gary Dugan, artist Phil Noto, VC's Joe Caramanga was the letterer, Heather Antos was assistant editor, and Jordan D. White was an editor. And there's lots of executive editor-in-chiefs like C.B. Cebulski, Axel Alonso, Joe Quesada, Dan Buckley. As usual, Star Wars has to have a lot of hands involved. But this was a lot of fun. This is basically Chewie breaks down in his spaceship, his hunk of junk, on a planet somewhere where he runs into a girl who just so happened to escape basically an environment where all the people on the planet are stuck in the mines, being tortured, being forced to collect the stuff that's going to be used uh, by the dark forces, the Sith, the Empire. I guess just call them the Empire. But somehow she escapes. Her dad wants her to get out of there, not spend her whole life until she dies in the pits, mining this stuff for these characters. And they're working with the Empire, selling them the product, trying to get a deal to supply the Empire with all the product they want, and so they can get rich off it. And of course, while this is happening, all the people of the planet are being enslaved. The girl escapes, she runs into Chewbacca, basically plays the you don't know what it's like to be enslaved card with Chewbacca, which, if you know anything about the Wookiees, they were enslaved, and that kind of irritates Chewbacca to the point where he finally helps the girl out, and you get to see all kinds of adventures and what happens along the way, how they come back to the planet, what they do to try and save people, what's happening with the bad guys, who's being taken out, who's being taken over, who's turning sides, whatever. It was a wonderful story. I started reading it and I had to go through all 5 issues and finish it off right away. Pretty quick read, because of course Chewbacca doesn't talk much, because no one can understand him hardly. So it's basically here and there, and they just make up whatever he's saying and try and guess it out. But yeah, the girl and Chewbacca can understand each other enough to get through the things they have to, and it was a very interesting look at another part of the world, the universe, the galaxy that is being taken over by the dark side, uh, and what happens when the rebellion side tries to fight back. Uh, but highly interesting. Check those out. That's it for today. This is the first issue of our new Colonel Kerby reviewing action and war comics. And we'll see if we have more in the future. It just seems like there's been a lot of war related comics coming out recently, so I figured what the heck, we'd start another segment doing this. That's it for today. Check out Crimson Color Comic Club under the color of MS, crimsoncolour.com, baby conversation, and lots more that you can find through our group. Just listen to our podcast, check out our YouTube videos, and we will keep putting them out as long as you keep checking them out. So, we'll be back sometime soon. Bye.